Okay. Hi. So I am still wearing my headset because I've still been too lazy to set up my microphone. My cat is on the computer desk, so it might shake a bit. I'm still figuring that out. But I haven't posted any speed art videos this week or anything. I posted that little pumpkin video at the beginning of October. I've been doing some more Halloween stuff, but I haven't edited the clip or clips or done anything like that. I have been bad at recording lately, because I've also been trying to fix some problems I'm having, and I've been playing around with some market assets for Unreal Engine, which is something I'm going to show you. But since I use Blender, and I think the default for Unreal Engine is Maya, I have to, as far as using the market goes, with me using everything open source, it doesn't translate well sometimes, but it's a great learning utensil, which is awesome. And that's kind of the goal, anyways, is to learn how to do it on my own. So I have only bought two things from the market ever. I guess three now, because I also made my own spline, and I couldn't get it to connect to the terrain very well, and it turned into a process. So I did buy a little pack for splines that was really nice, and then I made my own little fence to test it, which I think I talked about before. Um, then the other two things I've bought from the market have been inventory setups to just kind of I've made a few, like I mentioned in my other update video, and I just hate them. And this is my final one I've come to, and I'm starting to understand it a lot better. And I've been changing a lot of animation stuff. I don't know. I'll just start showing you things. So with my old animations, it was like you hit D and your whole character turns and runs that direction, or A, they all go that direction. S, the character would turn around and face the camera and run backwards. It's kind of the default third person setup that Unreal Engine has when you start a brand new third person project. It's a product if you sell it, I guess. Um, it's just not great for combat and stuff, in my opinion, and I like it when characters can strafe and things. So I've started flushing that out, and like I said, even though I know there's things like that on the Unreal Engine market to speed up development when you're working alone, since I use Blender and my rig is done in Blender and my models are all made in Blender, my skeletal meshes, all that stuff, the skeleton setup for my rig with Blender is Rigify. And I know there's ways out there that you can get the mannequin skeleton to set up with that. I know people have done it. I just don't really know if I want to myself, because if I keep doing the animations myself, even if they're like repeats of something somebody's already made or whatever, then I am learning how to animate better, and I don't want to have cookie cutter animations for the whole game. I want to be able to have, my own stuff, and that way I have a lot more creative power anyways, and it'll look better. If I have a chair that I made, I can make an animation around that chair, and I can do like a format, and then chairs that are that height and stuff, all the characters that sit on those chairs could be sitting at that height with my own animations and idle animations while they're sitting on chairs, and just like small things. So it's all like teaching a man to fish situation. So I've set this up. You go forward, diagonal the other way. You can run backwards now, and this is my little strafing setup. And then I got the survival kit from the Unreal Engine market, and he has this setup, but of course with the Unreal mannequin and that skeleton, and I mean rig, whatever. I So I had to remake all of it in Blender, and it's been a great learning experience. And I'm going to tune everything up a lot better too. And then when you hit C on his kit, it crouches and you can like sneak. I'm going to do a crouch too, but right now I have my walking pretty much done, so I decided to make it walk instead. So these are my little walking animations. It does move the camera down because of the crouch aspect, and I'm going to change that, and then I'll reuse that later when I actually do a crouching. and he's got first person stuff. I don't know if I'll keep first person or not. It's kind of useful when you're just like trying to look at things. From my pumpkins that you saw, I have these little pumpkins. You've already seen them. It's all just one pumpkin. I've just skewed it around, and I've just messed with putting different faces on them. And I'm going to do a bunch more of that. I died because I haven't been eating or anything, which is working now because of that survival kit I got from the Unreal Market. So I just have to go in, and first of all, I've got to like make my own "you died" screen, right? And make all my own stuff, make it match the style of the game. And then I also am going to make it more complex because my old health bar system had that brain and heart and all those little vitals, I call them. And this just has like health, hunger, and thirst, and stamina if you run, which is the main ones you need for a survival game. You don't want it to be too complex. Like I said, I still haven't done a video for that, and I'm still not going to go into that crazy right now, but I died, so I can click respawn, and there's my little corpse. It disappeared because I don't have a death animation. I'm invisible right now because you can see my character over here. Boop, boop, boop. But this is all the basic stuff that comes with that survival kit. This little UI layout. Even my lantern looks like a flashlight. And I equipped the visor on the boot because I haven't like messed all that. So you see on the character in this window how you can see their skin through the armor. That's why when I take it off, it's just clear right now. So that this is technically two different characters. This character and the one you see in the world. And that's the problem. And so it's kind of a problem to fix right now because it's all linked to my character creation screen. And so there's a value in that screen that will be the body you select and the color of skin and the hair and all of that stuff. And then that value will carry over almost like equipment that I'm wearing. And when you take off that piece of gear, it would reload that torso like it shows on this. And then when you put the gear on, it would hide that mesh or destroy that mesh and then swap it out. The system is easy and kind of working, but obviously not because I don't have the character creation screen. Like it's like a puzzle of things I'm dealing with right now. But so yeah, you have different movement. This is another player I have on the server to show you the movement a little better, but they just died too because they just starved to death. So let me go grab them. So yeah, you'll see like you can't see anybody, and then they turn, and there's like these invisible eyes. Whoa. Ghost character. That could be fun when you die, like being able to go spectate with a little ghost body or something. Now they come visible. This is a great way to kind of show how the inventory system works, though. With Breath of the Wild is kind of where I got the idea, because when you're in Link's inventory and I don't know if I think I can say that, right? If I'm like having a business, I can say another game character's name. When you're in the main character's inventory, you take off their pants, their legs disappear, technically. You swap out their whole bottom part of their body. So you change the hero's pants, and his boots change, and his pants change, and his belt can change. If you change the player's torso, it does change the whole torso. It changes like, you can see right there, it'll change, in Breath of the Wild, if I can say that, it changes like the armor on his actual chest, it changes his shoulders, it changes everything. That's kind of what I decided to do. I figured the head will always be kind of attached to that upper armor piece for the most part, because then on top of that, I have the helmet like the character I'm playing is wearing. But anyways, I keep just digressing. I really should probably make notes so that I stay on track when I'm showing you guys what I've been working on. When I do these updates, it's just to show that I'm making progress, not necessarily like patch notes. I think once the game's released and I've actually got it playable and people are playing it and I have a community, of course then when I do these kind of videos, I would have a set track of what I'm gonna say, because they're like things I've been working on. I'll have it typed out for whatever I release it on, so you can read the patch notes, and then I'll have a video that shows them. This is just to show you that I'm working on the game in general. So I'm gonna ramble all I want. I've just decided I'm gonna be an Aquarius, and I'm gonna ramble all that I want to. So if you look, you can see the little character's head move around, and then when it hits a certain like pitch or yaw or whatever, the whole torso turns, like the whole character turns. That's how a ton of games are set up these days. That was also something that the survival kit from Unreal Engine kind of had built in with that default Unreal character and all that stuff. So again, I just had to do all the animations and stuff myself in Blender, put them all in my own rig and bring them all in, and I've got that working. So it's tedious. It would be a lot easier if I could just hook it up. I'm not going to pay all the money that Maya costs and stuff just to make my life easier when I still have to learn the same things. So yeah, this works. It's actually quite a few animations. There's like, you look up animation, looking down animation. They're all just one frame basically though. It's like you're not animating a ton of like movement. It's just, then you've got looking forward, left, right. You put them all together and make them like tween between each other, and you get them in an animation blueprint, and now it works. And then the great part is it runs on the server, so you can see where other players are looking and stuff. I love that. It's a small detail, but it's stuff like that I think are important, and that's the kind of stuff I've been focusing on, which is why I haven't been pumping out like more videos of items and stuff. But yeah, then if like somebody's in your house and they're looking at stuff, it's exactly where the crosshair is on the player's screen that I'm using. So you could even kind of like scope them out if they're looking to steal your crap. You can just like see where they're looking. I love that. I think that's great. The same thing happens with the character on this window. You just can't tell as much when you're playing them. You can see it a little bit, the helmet turn. If I drop the helmet though, it looks cute with the little helmet turning. It'll just be bald. The hairstyles, you've seen them. They're in my other videos. One hairstyle is really, again, it's the character creation screen thing. So the character's bald. I'm sorry. It'll all come together. It's just with time. But yeah, I think the little helmet moving around is cute. The little eyes through it. Yeah. So let's just give our little person the helmet back. And that's something else that's great. I was having such a hard time making this stuff work before, and now it works fine. So a player can drop stuff, the other player can see it dropped, they can pick it up, they can drop it again, you can do it endlessly on a loop, there's not going to be any problems. It's great. You can still see this little bag. I'm going to turn these little bags, this is like kind of the default, it says open dead player. I'm going to turn those into little tombstones, or if you have ideas, I don't know, and then they'll disappear for a while. If I do tombstones, they could kind of sit on the server for a while, depending on how many people we have on a server, and you have a tombstone, and then when you die, the tombstone just moves to where you most recently died. That'd be kind of fun, because then there'd be a little, you all fight a raid, and it would kind of turn into a graveyard. I don't know. Pass ideas. Put some comments. You can tell me what you think we should do about looting players' corpses. So I still have to put all these items into the system that I'm working in now. Right now, these are all just static meshes, so they look cool. I can't pick them up or wear them right now. I starved to death. Look, the survival's already begun. It's so detailed. It's nice to see this working. I've been using the little test map it came with to just play with it and look at values and stuff. It's nice to see it functioning in my previous map so that I have my day and night system and stuff. That's nice. The flashlight is a lantern, and I've got an animation for the character to hold the lantern. I have animations for the character to like look up with the animation around like with the head before, but that's where I'm starting to have some problems with this, and I have some things I'm trying to fix. Is they're not working right now. It's just like no matter where I put the mouse, the hand stays where it is. I've got to check that out, and I'm gonna be working on that. I am working on that right now, so I haven't been posting videos, and I don't have the moving animations for the lantern right now, so you just run like normal and the lantern goes all GIMP inside your little hands. And then if you hit F, which is the default key they had set to, it turns on the little light. I don't have a flame in there right now, but it's cute seeing the light too. It's a cute game. Cute. So that's cool. The light works. When it gets dark from the night system, the day and night system, the light does, like, you know, light stuff up and do its job. So that's pretty cool. And then instead of having a spotlight, it's just a little point light, since a torch, you know. Maybe I'll make different torches, or like different lanterns though. I know they've got some, like the minor ones that had little thing that the light could shoot out like a spotlight. I don't know if those were really in the medieval times so much, but that's a cartoony game. It'll be semi-accurate. And then the axe is these. See, the thumbnails are still defaults too, but the axe is. These are things I've modeled. I just don't have thumbnails for them because I've been lazy with that. So the axe, that's what the little axe looks like when you're holding it. This is the fire chopping axe, which is different than this one. You can't see it too much, but little wood chopping axe. The animation in Blender works fine when I'm running, but there's some stuff happening in Unreal Engine so that the animations morph between each other, where it's not working anymore, and the right hand, as you can see, is like off from it. So these are all things I'm learning, but that's you can see better than the lantern. I mean, the lantern when I run is like stabbing my soul, and then the axe, at least it's like has the idea. And I haven't done a jumping one for it either, but the idle animation is pretty nice. There's an attack animation for the axe too, which is actually like swinging to chop a tree, which also it looks nice in Blender, but I broke that too when I brought in my Blender stuff instead of using the Maya stuff. So if I left click to swing, you can't really, I don't know if you'll really be able to tell. Let's try and get up against something. Get up against this little wall. If you look right above the character's butt, okay, right where the yellow kind of tabard thing hits their armor, you see the little hips, and if I left click, you can see them twisting. So that part of the attack animation for the fire axe is working. They're like, bottom torso is twisting, but then the shoulders and the hands and the head and nothing else is moving. I think that's fine. When I figure it out, it'll be great. And I think in the long run, it'll be so that when you're doing W, A, S, and D like this, you can still be doing that same swinging animation, and the top torso will like do its own thing while the bottom keeps with your running animations or walking animations. Which I don't have walking animations for the axe yet either. So you just hold it in your left hand, which could be okay, but I think I'll do more on that. So that's some of the animation stuff. I put the axe away. Instantly the head works again. You can see it turning. You see the difference with the head turning with the mouse, with the crosshair. And then I pull the axe out and watch this little body will just like turn back. Put the axe away. Head turns again. Pull the axe out. No. I look one direction. I can only look straight when I'm holding an axe. Then if you go in, these aren't like really furniture sets for these kind of houses, but the living aspect of our game is going to be pretty sandboxy. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to go as in depth as like the freedom of Minecraft and stuff, where you place each block to build whatever you want to shape how you want. I love that, and I'm a huge fan. I just think that with how story-driven and stuff the game's going to be, I don't want to break immersion by having like crazy structures or like floating buildings and stuff in the way. I took a poll on Twitter, and people like the freedom of being able to build like that. I do too. I think it's great. I also really liked in Fable how like you could buy a property, and then you could move in and you could change all the furniture in the house, and then you could buy all the properties and be like a crazy rich landlord, and obviously eventually the king or queen in Fable 3. But I think I'm gonna mix those things and kind of get some of the Sims in there, where or like basically like Fable, that you buy a property, you can pick out a kind of house to build. So there could be a hut that's like already here, and you could purchase it and move all your stuff in and move the furniture wherever you want and have all the freedom inside the home to do whatever you want to it. But there's like always a hut here. Or I'll have it so that you can purchase property that's like land. Kitty, are you just gonna move so much? That'll be land, and then you can build whatever you want in that land. And instead of using the blocks to build, you'll use still kind of like formats, or maybe like Fortnite where you can build like big chunks, not little blocks. Anyways, so I've been doing some little furniture things. You've seen them spinning on Twitter in little GIFs, but this is them actually like functioning. If you open the little vanity, it'll pop up. These are the default items that came with the pack. Same little UI. So I'll replace this with our own foods and stuff, but you can eat them, so I don't die this time. A little apple and some beans. Break the immersion right there, having canned beans. And then this is also to show that you could do like a searching thing. You know, I like that. If you hold E, you look inside. I think I'll use both. I think it'll be like stuff that you own. You don't have to search it. It's yours. You can just open it up. And then when you're out exploring, maybe you will have to like search things because you rummage through them. And then I can make an animation of the character rummaging. And then the bed will change your spawn. You can sleep in the bed. It says metal bed still. It's not a metal bed. Now it's a wooden bed that I made instead of what came with it. And then the little fire pit works. You can pick up little wood logs. Or you can chop down trees now too. But since I'll talk about that in a second. Pick up the little wood logs. You can open it up. Again, the default UI that came with it. You can click to turn it on. There's my little fire. Oh, this is the nice part about going first person. You can go first person. That's the nice part about having it, is that you can do it. My little fire still works and everything. So now when it's on, you can see it. When you turn it off, the light goes away and my flame goes away. Turn it on, flame comes in, light comes on. That's kind of cool too, because since it is a survival game and stuff, I don't think it's going to be super heavily PvP, because I think the PvE aspect will be tough enough that people will probably want to work together. And maybe I'll probably make the option so you can turn it off and on in the server and stuff like that. So if people really don't want to do it, they don't have to. But the aspect of having light turn on when you're cooking and stuff, I think is always fun for like DayZ and stuff, because then, you know, people know when you're home and then they'll come harass you a bit. And just because I'm not having buildings you can build block by block doesn't mean that structures won't be destructible. You can do stuff in Unreal, so like with Battlefield, how like they crumble, you can do that no problem. So you can still break into people's house and all that. But yeah, so now you can cook. It's actually functioning, even though the artwork's not all there. But it's nice to see it working on our little fire pit. It's pretty cute. And then the other thing too, if you look, is like the little pot has green witchy liquid in it. And if you turn it off and the flame and light go away, the little liquid inside goes away too. So I can do a lot of different textures for that little liquid, and we can have like soup, or what? Oh, I forgot to eat again. Or whatever you're cooking. Now I'm invisible because of the problem we talked about before. This is game development, everybody. Trying to show it off before it's done. Before any of these things are done. I'm working on too many things at once. I really should probably just finish one thing at a time and then show that off so it looks prettier. But it's kind of fun to see behind the scenes, right? That's how I lose my place. Little dresser. These are the cardboard helmets that come with the survival kit. You should check that kit out. If you're developing a game, I've done so much on my own. I've done everything on my own with like the programming and stuff, up until using this kit really. And you know, YouTube videos and everybody who's taught me how to do things, but I've never like imported stuff to really help until like these past couple months. And it's not about using everything they give you. It's like you can learn so much, and you don't have to watch videos anymore. Because sometimes I'll want to work on the game really bad, and then I'll spend 6 hours on YouTube just watching tutorials and trying them out. And then I end up not liking what I keep, like it ends up not working the way I want it to, and I'll adjust it, and then I'll still keep stuff. That's how I've gotten this far. But I don't know. Buying those kits has been fun, because you just you can just look through all their blueprints and look through how they code stuff and how they comment things, and everybody does something totally different. You can program the same thing so many ways. So fun to just play with those, and I'm probably done buying them. I think I know how to do enough stuff now, but yeah, you guys should check out that kit, the survival kit. I'll put links in the description. I'm kind of embarrassed. There's like a part of me that's embarrassed that I'm using other people's stuff a little bit though, because I have worked so hard up to this point to do everything on my own strictly. So it's, I don't know, it feels weird. I'm sure a lot of people don't tell you that they're doing that though. And when I play games now that are made with Unreal Engine, I'll notice things like right away that it's just funny, and other devs out there know exactly what I'm talking about. You start playing games after you've been working on them yourself, and you pick things out so fast, or you just spend a second like with your character walking around the same things a few times to see like how they did something. It's kind of fun that way. That's really all I have to show. It's, I don't know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Maybe you could count how many times I've said I don't know in this video. But 3 main points to take away. The animations are looking better. Items are being able to be transferred between players as they should now. Everything's pretty much there other than me fleshing out the UI and stuff to all be my own, and then fixing these animation problems. Once I figure out that axe attack thing, that's the last thing I'll talk about. The reason I can't go show you I can chop down trees right now is I can, it just looks really dumb, and I don't really want to show it off right now because I'm embarrassed. But the mesh that you use for that attack, you get to put like where the blade is, I guess I'll just say. So like on the axe, I got to define where that axe head is, and then when your animation goes, it tracks like where that axe head goes from whatever animation you do, and it has to connect with your target in order to do damage or like chopping the tree. So since my animation is not working right now, I have to just like spin my character really fast and stupid so that I make sure that that part of the axe is hitting the tree, where when I get it fixed, then when my character swings the axe, it'll hit the tree just right. It won't be as weird. It's great though, because that totally goes into like such a good combat system for everything else. Because then, you know, if your sword didn't hit him, it didn't hit him, and I get to choose that. And I learned that from that survival kit. It's sweet. I'm really excited to show you guys it further along and like show you the things that I have been working on when they're done. Right now I just have a bunch of stuff disconnected in blueprints so that I could show you this without having a bunch of like errors and stuff like that. I mean, it wouldn't matter. You probably wouldn't see them until after I close the game, but I'm just excited. I was thinking I'd wait for the nighttime to come back too so I could show you the little lantern at night, but I think I've wasted everybody's time enough. I hope that you enjoyed my rambling, and I can't wait to show you more of it all working. And that's the other thing. I don't know if I've shown this either. The other thing was that when you... I'm running around with the other character that just died of starvation. When you go up and open this little vanity, you can see my other character's eyes floating there. When I open the vanity, you see the drawers open, like on my GIFs on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So, and that works with all the objects I've shown on those when I'm doing those little GIFs of me like showing off my models I've made. So when I open this little nightstand too, you'll see the drawer open, and I'm opening it with a different character too, so it's all replicated. So if somebody is in your house and they're looking through your stuff, you can see like what they're opening, which is pretty cool. And let's just look at the last one. Let's look at what happens when the dresser gets opened. You've all seen it. You've seen it if you've been like watching my stuff. But yeah, there you go. Little dresser's opened. I could also go above and beyond and make slots in that dresser. So as you hang your clothes and stuff in there, they'd appear in that dresser. And same with like the other stuff. That's all things that are working now. I'm just getting the foundation down. Foundation's almost good. Then we'll start pumping out assets and getting it looking better, and then we'll get it playable, and then we can get people in here testing it and having fun with each other, and I'm excited. That's it. I don't know what else to talk about without going on weird tangents some more. So yeah, if you have any questions, or you want me to touch on something deeper, or you want me to show you like where I learned things, or what, like I said, I haven't really bought anything from the market other than those 3 things. The spline pack, straight up I bought that so that I could make them stick to the terrain, because I was having a hard time with having my splines automatically snap to terrain. I don't know why. I guess I didn't try that hard. I could have tried harder. So I bought that. I bought the RPG inventory kit, which I ended up not using because because the more and more I worked with it, the more it was set up. It was set up for replication, so it could work multiplayer. But the more I worked with it for my game, I was just gonna have to do so much more work to it and stuff. And it's a great kit. It's just not for what I'm doing. But Tefl, it is a great kit. It's a very good kit. Not bashing it. Maybe I'll use it for a different game. I bought it. I could use it for something else. But just not working for this project. And I was having a hard time, like, I had too many questions. This kit that I'm using, this survival one, it is, my game's a survival game with RPG elements, more so than just an RPG game. You'll see as we go along, and we'll talk about it as we go. So 3 things, I'll link them all in the description, and then if you have any questions, let me know. And that's it. So bye. I don't know how to... Oh, people do this. I have a camera now. Bye. Bye. Oh, I should show you my cat. Kisses, come here. Come here. Come here. Kisses. Oh, look at the back of my seat. Isn't that gross? I need a new chair. Kisses, come here. Why are you making it difficult? This is Atticus. And he is actually a pretty sweet boy. And he just loves the cuddles. And he likes to talk a lot. But right now he's whining because I have the door closed. This is the extra credits at the end. And then our other cat is Manson. He was sleeping on my desk, moving a lot too, but he's like not into this right now. I'll show you guys my cats as much as I can because they're cats. Bye guys, thanks.